Welcome back to 10 Cents Podcast. I am your host, Robert, with Adam in the King of Motorsports studio, and we are currently alive.
As far as I know. By the time the show releases,
everything's out of date.
Could be changed.
I guarantee you.
We don't know.
So, thank you for listening. I'm sorry it's already out of date. As of today is Wednesday.
Yep.
It will be out of date tomorrow on Thursday, and you'll be listening on Sunday.
It's fine.
So I'm sorry for that.
It's fine.
But I'm not really that sorry.
That's the way the show's always been, Robbie.
Yeah, it's fine.
They can deal with it.
So, in light of the reality that is the United States as well as the world right now, we're going to kind of brush over the fact that that's happening. We're going to try to focus on cars.
Yep.
We had it planned to talk about the schedule and everything that we were going to do this summer, which is kind of ironic given the situation of the world.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about it and talk about what we planned on doing and still plan on doing this year, and if we make it to those events or if they get changed, we'll plan on going to those as well. There'll be a few announcements that I have personally on some events.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get to it, so stick around.
Okay.
But how do you feel, Adam?
How do I feel?
About opening it up.
Well, I want to talk about something else first.
Oh.
We got to get 15 minutes in the show before we open it up.
I think that's fair.
Come on, these are the rules.
I don't.
We have a
rules.
format. People don't like change.
I know they get really mad when they don't get their free podcast.
Yeah, we already missed a week because I had a shit show of a world of life.
It happens.
Anyway, thing I want to talk about really quickly. If you are not a member of our Facebook group,
the 10/10ths Consortium,
which you
still
should
haven't
be.
changed
Yeah,
it.
I'm too lazy to
Yep,
change
it's
it.
been that way for like
whatever.
many months.
It's whatever.
Yeah, it can stay.
But you're also a fan of Formula One. You should join our Fantasy GP league.
Oh wait, this is ours now?
Yeah, it's ours now. Austin gave me administrative privileges and changed the name to 10/10ths Podcast.
Damn, we're taking over.
So this shit's us now.
We took over their Fantasy GP. We took over part of Track Tuned. We're just
That's what I didn't talk to you about before the show started. We'll talk about that later. It's not important.
behind the fourth wall.
Yeah. So anyway, if you are a Formula One fan, we have this Formula One fantasy league. It's kind of cool. It's something fun. It's a good way for us to talk shit about each other. If you want to join it, 96382336 is the access code.
And we let anybody in.
Anybody.
We don't even care.
Nope. As long as you got the access code, you are joining the league.
Just show up, make a silly
the
name.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
The League of Average Race Fans. How about that?
So join, try and beat Robbie and I, brag about how much more you know about Formula One than Robbie and I,
Which
even
is a
though
lot.
it is 100% a game of chance and luck.
That's how it works.
Yes.
So I get this in the spring and the summer, and then in the fall it's always football. So I'm mad about fantasy basically the whole year now.
Well, so thankfully, if you're late to this game, you're not actually late to this game because it didn't get to start yet.
It did not start.
And so hopefully it will start, but not yet.
Trust me, there's time to sign up.
Yeah. So you didn't miss out on the first points race.
Or the second.
I had
third.
a driver and one of my teams from McLaren.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, are they canceling? Are they not? Are they canceling? Are they not? I was like, I'm going to play it safe. And I changed those things. And then they canceled it. And so I will accept responsibility for that race getting canceled.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Because if I'd have left it alone, they would have raced.
Yep.
And I would have been out those points because those would have been zeros for me.
So it would have been nice for you to fall on that grenade for us.
So I'm sorry. Not sorry.
No.
So, yes, come up with a funny name because I enjoy that most about this. Some of you guys are ridiculous.
The more offensive, the better.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's just like fantasy football. If it's offensive, it's good.
That's fair.
Like if your mom's like, if you have to go home and your mom's like, "What are you doing? What are you laughing about?" And you can't tell her about it,
Mom.
then it's the perfect name.
Yeah, that's fair. So that was all I had. I just wanted to talk about it. We'll give the code one more time. If I can find it. 96382336.
It's also on the YouTube channel, or if you go to the group, we'll just tell you.
Or if
Fantasy-
you're not a Facebook person,
Yeah.
you can send Robbie I or the 1010s podcast Instagram account a message, and we will hook you up.
Yep, fantasygp.com. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Fantasy GP. This is my third year, Robbie.
Me too.
I dominated my first year, and I got like 10th my second year.
I've done like middle.
We have 23
Consistently.
people in the league as it stands today.
That's a big league.
That's a pretty good league.
So if you win,
It's
that means
gonna
you
be.
did something.
I want to say that if you're listening to this show and you are in some way, shape, or form affiliated with an automotive company and you would like to be some sort of prize for the fantasy league winner, hit me up.
Oh.
Because I think that would be cool if
would
we
be
could
cool.
do something for somebody.
Yeah, even if it's something small.
Yeah, I don't care what it is. I'm not asking for money. Just
No.
like if you want to throw somebody something, hit me up
Yeah, that'd be cool.
because that would be fun.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Everyone should have contingencies.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just how life should be. A
Yeah,
contingency.
absolutely.
What are you doing? I'm doing this. but
Not
I'm
a
getting-
contingency plan. That's different.
No.
That's totally different, Robbie.
Nope.
We're not about that here in America.
No.
Too soon?
Eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. Politics are not part of our show.
Let's open this up, Robbie.
By Factory Fabrication. If you dream it, they'll make it. It says so on their website.
That is so cliche. That is so not Booney.
Do you think he didn't make that? Somebody else
Do
did.
you think he knows that's on his website?
He does now.
I
If you can dream it, you can live it.
get the fuck out of here.
Factory 2 Fabrication.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, this is kind of a half me, half Robbie opener.
We can open it up together.
We're going to open this one up together for sure. So Robbie and I both had swap meet experiences.
Yes, we
They
do.
were both different swap meets.
Yes.
I'm kind of proud of you for going to a swap meet without me, even if it was through a different motive than what I went to a swap meet for.
Okay.
I'll still accept that as you going to a swap meet without me, and I'm proud of you for that
We'll get into the specifics.
because
of
I
it.
didn't drag you into it.
You never have to drag me to a swap meet.
Well, I mean, but kind of.
No, you don't.
Well, okay.
I like scavenging in all forms.
That's fair. So I went to the one in Lincoln, Nebraska,
Yep.
2 weeks ago.
Was that? Yeah, that was the weekend of the Dino Day.
It was the weekend of the Dino Day.
So
Yes,
2 weeks
it was
ago.
the Sunday after the Dino Day. So 2 weeks ago. 3 when this show comes out.
Right.
Boom. It was pretty lame.
I noticed you didn't take a picture.
The weather was gorgeous.
Really?
The weather was couldn't ask for better. Last year it was like negative temperatures and absolutely miserable, and we froze our bungholes off, and it sucked. This year it was like 70 and gorgeous,
That
and
would be
there
perfect.
were so many people,
Ugh.
so many.
But you
people.
said it sucked.
And there was nothing. Like there were lots of booths. It was just as full as it ever has been.
Okay.
But there was maybe 3 things that I even so much as double took.
Definitely didn't make any offers on anything
No.
and didn't even consider it.
My 4-year-old, who has the attention span of a 4-year-old,
Yes.
didn't even care about most of the stuff that we walked. But like, not even the toy booths were that good this year.
Wow. So you went with just you and your dad and him?
It was me and my dad and my son
Yes.
and Josh Fettis
Okay.
and my uncle,
Well, that's a pretty good group.
who works with Dalton.
Yeah.
And so we instructed him on things he needs to ask Dalton about whether or not he's purchased for his Camaro yet.
Or his Corvette.
Or sorry, Corvette.
No, both.
I meant
He has-
Corvette.
he has
No, we
Camaro.
specifically talked about, hey, next time you see Dalton, ask him if he's bought his turbos yet.
And he has, right?
And he didn't ask Dalton that.
Dang it.
And we told Dalton that he was supposed to ask him something, and that drove Dalton crazy enough that he went and asked him what he was supposed to ask. So, anyway, I don't know, man. There was there was stuff there,
Yeah.
but none of it was of interest.
It
Just none of it.
I mean, is it because you don't necessarily need anything?
No, because I always find things that are interesting even if I don't need them. Like last year when I went to Iola, I came back with a huge list of things to talk about. I had 20-some pictures of stuff I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, you did.
And literally none of that stuff did I have any use or need for.
Oh, yeah. No cheetahs, no pit bikes,
No original magnesium Ferrari wheels,
Nothing.
No Jaguar inline 6-cylinder heads.
No.
Nothing.
Dang.
Just stuff. And it wasn't even like I've seen kind of a trend here lately with some of our local swap meets as they've kind of trended towards becoming more of like a flea market bullshit than car part swap meets.
Yeah,
It wasn't even that.
it wasn't 50-50.
It wasn't even
Junk.
that. It was still mostly car parts. It just wasn't anything interesting.
That's a letdown.
I was really disappointed by it.
And was it busy the whole day?
So many people.
Ugh.
You could barely walk down the aisles because there were so many people, which might be why I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I suppose if you're fighting
I mean,
for
maybe,
position.
yeah. Like, especially the outdoor area, the aisles were way too narrow. And we had a big wagon that my dad brings with him to all of our swap meets. And, like,
Yeah.
we overfilled that thing in Iola, you know.
Didn't put anything in it this
And
time.
we didn't put it, well, my son,
Well, yeah.
that was it.
Like,
But he
no
wanted to pull it
purchases?
most of the time. And so I spent most of my time just making sure he wasn't running people over with it.
He'll be fine. Just
So,
smile and say sorry.
well, that's the thing. Most
Yeah,
people are like, oh, ha,
no,
ha,
it's
oh,
okay.
he's so adorable. Ha,
He's a small
ha, ha.
child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, most people are cool with that. That doesn't mean I want him to run him over.
Nah, I think that's fair. Try to be polite
Yeah,
if you can.
yeah.
Nothing.
So-
Your dad didn't find nothing?
I don't think any of us bought anything.
Jeez, even I bought something at the swap meet.
Josh brought his Miata convertible top and sold it to some kid in Lincoln.
Oh, but he had that planned ahead. It wasn't at the swap
Yes.
meet.
Yeah. The kid like lived around there and he was like, yeah, actually I'm going to be in Lincoln if you want to meet me at the swap meet.
It's yours.
Yeah. And I guess the kid was out of town. So a couple of his friends came and bought it. And then they're like, well, we're at the swap meet. So let's go to the swap meet. And that was kind of the end of it.
No.
But other than that, I don't think anybody bought anything.
Jeez, what a letdown.
It was super disappointing.
Lame.
So you can't let that ruin it, though.
No.
There was two interesting things.
Okay.
Number one, I've met longtime listener of the show, Chad Bartling. He's
Yes.
the one with the Caprice station wagon.
Yes.
I met him,
So you
bumped
could-
into him. He
Have I met him yet?
I don't think so. This is the first time I've ever met him.
Okay. I've met a bunch of them. I just can't remember who.
He gave my dad a compliment on the show, and my dad was not happy with it
What?
because he doesn't like that sort of stuff.
Because he doesn't like getting compliments or doesn't like
Yes.
doing the podcast?
No, he doesn't like getting compliments. He doesn't take that stuff very well.
I get that.
And so-
he's kind of a humble guy. Like it's just
yeah,
he
just
does
wants
his
to be-
thing, and then
yeah, yeah.
he's more behind the scenes, behind the shadows guy.
right. And
I get
So
that.
he felt really weird about that.
Did you
which is fine.
Did you tell him he's an internet celebrity?
So
now?
I said that. I was like,
This is internet fame.
you're famous. Like, get used to it. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
and then
ratings were through the
other
roof.
slightly interesting thing, I did finally see a turbo Dodge part at a swap meet.
For which non-turbo
Somebody
Dodge?
was selling the steering wheel out of like a later 80s Dodge Daytona.
And you didn't buy it?
No. I had no use for that.
You could find use for it.
No, I'm not that person, Robbie. I got too much junk in my life already.
I get that.
I'm trying. 2020 is the year of the reduction for me.
Okay.
I got to get rid of shit.
Just get this out of my house.
Yeah.
It's the year of selling at the swap
I'm going to
meets.
get a giant dumpster delivered outside
it.
of the front of my house, and I am going to just throw shit away this year.
You can put it in the back of my pickup. We just have a big fire.
No. This would be like 10 trips back and forth in the back of the
Oh yeah, we
pickup.
don't want to do that.
We're not doing that.
We could strap it to the trailer.
I'm getting a
have big
giant
fire.
dumpster, and it is going to go bye-bye.
Fair enough.
I want it all gone.
I get that.
Yard stuff, garage stuff, house stuff.
Yep.
I might even throw away the house. We'll see.
It's time to start fresh.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to do that.
Carpet,
Gone.
all of it.
Burn it all.
It's going to be
Just get it out of your
a
life.
bloodbath of trash.
How much blood is in your carpet?
I don't know.
Too much?
Is any blood too much blood?
In carpet? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, 2 cats, 2 dogs, and a 4-year-old, there's bound to be some level of blood in that carpet somewhere.
Blood, feces, too much.
Oh, there's for sure feces in there.
We party hard here,
Yeah.
man. There's lots of blood and feces in the carpet.
We got a puppy, man. What do you want from me?
It happens.
Everybody's been there. So, yeah. Lincoln was a letdown.
That's too bad. Well, I mean, in general, Lincoln's always a letdown.
Well, that's fair.
Been there. Dated a chick from Lincoln.
Fucking Huskers, man.
Ah,
Gross.
this is the Hawkeyes. I can't even say that either because I don't care about the Hawkeyes.
My dad's favorite joke in the whole world is that in Nebraska, the N stands for knowledge.
That's good.
It's his favorite joke.
No. Well, the one thing I did have in common with all the people in Nebraska was that we all hated the Hawkeyes together.
That's fair.
So we had common enemies.
So if the Hawkeyes and the Huskers are playing, who are you cheering for?
The Cyclones.
Okay. It's a good answer. It's a good answer, Robbie.
But actually, right now, because Fred Hoiberg is coaching the Nebraska basketball team,
Doesn't that
it's got a soft spot, man.
kind of chap your ass though?
Nah, he's from Lincoln.
Yeah, but
No.
he's the mayor.
He is. And I miss him. Especially this year because it sucks so bad. So bad. It was such a bad year. 2020 fucking sucks. It sucks so bad.
Remember how 2019 we were like, 2020, man, it's going to be our year.
It's nobody's year.
It's going to be great.
No one's having a good year this
man.
fucking year.
JK, guys.
Speaking of a year, this year's been a kick in the dick already.
He hasn't even made it to the racetrack.
Not even
yet.
one fucking track. So
Not even a fucking autocross.
not even an autocross. And I made it to and from Bill's house. That's it. So we did the dyno day. There's really not much to say about it. I did the dyno. My numbers were lower than I thought they'd be, but that's because I changed my final drive ratio from a 4.08 to a 3.53, and apparently that does change the math on a dyno.
Yep, that's how dynos work.
Yep, so I learned that. So it was about 30 horsepower less than I was expecting, which is fine because that's further into class.
Taking out some weight.
So no big deal there. And then, yeah, I mean, everything was cool. Hung out at Skunk River Restorations. And,
Place is so rad.
yeah,
It's the first time I've ever actually been in the building.
Oh, you didn't go last time?
No, I was out of town for something or another.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we talked about it last year when we did it and just kind of showed all the pictures and the cars that Steve's got. And
So he's got tons and tons of old British sports cars, right?
yeah, like the Triumph and the
Right.
Marcos.
MGs and all kinds of stuff. So my kid's running around in there. And he's looking in a car, but he doesn't he can just look in, he's standing next to an MG or whatever it was, and he can just look right in it.
Yep.
He's 33 inches tall. I measured him this weekend. He can look right in these cars, and he looks in one and he's kind of looking at it, and then he turns to me and goes, "Daddy, these cars are my size. I want to drive them."
Yeah, hey, he's getting it. He's getting it.
I couldn't be more proud.
That's good. Yep, then they had those 3 Austin Healys. Those are super cool.
Crazy. I've never seen an original bug-eyed.
No, me neither. That was the first time.
I've only seen them as race cars.
Oh, so I've never actually seen one in person.
Yeah.
Just pictures and whatnot.
Yeah, I've only seen them as race cars.
No, it was super cool.
It's
I
super rad.
don't have any pictures, so whatever.
Yeah,
Posted
whatever.
them. Posted them and didn't even think we were going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So did the dyno.
It's fine.
Drove onto the trailer, then drove home,
Right?
and then drove it off the trailer,
Right?
and then drove it into my garage shop. And as I was driving, I'm turning to get into my position, and everything's fine. Just completely free steering wheel, basically. Just,
no.
Or no, the opposite.
Super hard.
Hard, locked steering wheel, just rigid. So I just finished pulling into the garage at that point.
The damage is done.
Yep, it had burst my high-pressure power steering line and completely just emptied the system onto the floor.
Rapidly.
Just gone.
It's funny how high pressure will do that.
The best part is that power steering pump, I'm pretty sure was completely dry, didn't make a peep. Even now, foreshadowing, it's fixed, still doesn't make a peep.
Good.
That thing ran better without any fluid than any of the other ones I've ever had.
NASCAR parts, baby.
But the cool thing about that, here, I have a picture of that. Yeah. It burst at the crimp, which is what's really infuriating. So I don't know if it's my fault that I did anything to damage it, or after speaking with a handful of people, apparently that's not uncommon for the hoses from said company.
Oh, no.
And I'm not saying who it was.
That's fair.
Because I do like some of their other products.
Okay.
But I had realized that I replaced every other line except the high-pressure one to this point, because the fitting was starting to leak on the low-pressure line. The other line, I made a different one that fit better, and then the high-pressure line failed as well.
Damn it.
It's really annoying. But friend of the show, friend of mine, never met him, Ben Solom.
We've met him.
Have we met him?
Yeah, he was at one of the drift days we were at.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I actually spoke to him, though.
Oh, I did.
But anyways, Ben came to my rescue because I posted on a 240SX group and said, hey, before I go and buy this, does anyone have a Sicky high-pressure power steering line? Because Sicky makes the best shit. And Ben messages me and goes, hey, I'll send you. I got one. I'll send it to you. Just send me a box of 1010 stuff. I was like, no. You're clowning me.
You're messing with me.
Clowning me, right? That's an expensive. I mean, it's not expensive, but I mean, it's not free.
Right.
Yeah, just send me a box of shit. And I'm like, okay. So I went through the house. He got the blue Apex Pro shirt. He got the original 10/10 shirt. He got the Hoonigan shirt. He got the 10/10 podcast license plate. A shitload of stickers from like podcast or Petrolbox, our podcast, Kanga Motorsports, Z3's Erection, a Sicky koozie, the Murica hat that Michael gave me. So he's got that.
I think he gave that to us.
Not the Murica hat. Michael gave me that. Remember, for the Christmas show.
Okay.
I figured he'd appreciate the Murica hat.
I thought maybe that came in his box of goodies.
Nope.
Okay.
It came from my box of goodies to him.
Okay. That would be funny if that came back to him.
Nope.
That would have been extra funny.
I should have sent something back. Nah. Then I sent him 2 Hoppy refreshers.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I went all the way to QT, or Quick Trip, bought a Rooster Booster just for the occasion. So he got.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I was so thankful that he came and bailed me out so I could have the car ready for Wild Wades.
Yeah.
That he priority shipped it. I had it within 2 days.
Oh, man.
Fixed, good to go. I shipped all that shit to him. Everybody wins.
That's amazing.
I was so happy.
Look at what we've built, Robbie.
I know.
It's very strange.
It's strange to me that he would just like, hey, I got you. He just sends me the awesome power steering line.
Drifters,
but that was a whole issue too, because the OEM power steering pump has the hookup at the top, which is roughly 1.5 inches above where the NASCAR pump has its fitting.
So it's a little long?
So it's got like a U shape. So I had to like get it just so, and it doesn't quite fit quite right. I need to get like a tube bender and finagle it a little bit.
Is that hard fitting? A hard line?
It's hard lined to a high pressure hose to another hard line. Oh. So it's 240SX power steering rack to a LS power steering pump.
Right. Okay.
Specific.
Okay.
But I got it to work. It fit.
Good.
Well, didn't fit great, but it fit good enough, and it works. So I got that going. But then I made it to Wild Wades, and that was a whole nother deal. So
I'm interested in this story because I made comment before we started that in the picture I saw on your Facebook and your Instagram that the car was pretty dirty, and I thought, come on, Robbie.
Oh, God. And
then you told me that before you got there, the car was basically as clean as it's been since it had an LS in it, if not
it's definitely the cleanest.
Longer than that.
For sure the cleanest it had been in a year.
Okay.
So I got the power steering pump fixed,
gave
it a bath. Then I gave it a once-over with the vinyl spray. So it's like almost like a vinyl wax.
Okay.
Like a spray wax.
All right.
So I gave all the vinyl a nice good waxing.
Yeah, be careful with that cheap Chinese stuff.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to hurt it.
Yeah.
But so then I cleaned all the glass, cleaned the interior, vacuumed, used the Lucas spray polish or the spray wax for all like the carbon fiber pieces and like the engine bay. Perfectly clean.
Did you aluminum polish the wing?
No, I just cleaned it.
Oh, okay.
Just wiped it down.
Make that shit shine.
And this was on Thursday. And then on Friday, Thursday I washed it. after I got the power steering pump fixed. Friday, I finished cleaning it. Saturday, wake up to an inch and a half of fucking snow on the ground.
Or like the butt crack of dawn, I assume?
No.
Oh, no?
Swap meets on Sunday.
Oh, so load-in was Saturday, but swap meet was Sunday. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So I wake up and I realize there's a shitload of snow on the ground.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was not here for that, but I saw pictures.
Yeah. So I'm going to meet everybody there at noon. We'll get the booth set up. Oh, by the way, it's the SCCA booth. Apparently, they thought my car was a good attraction for the hot rodders.
Yeah, we're not trying to sell the 240 at a swap meet.
No. No.
Well, they should have thrown like a for sale sign in there and just seen what offers.
OBO?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No.
I mean, if somebody offered you 20 grand, would it be like, well, I mean, it was a nice car, but it's gone, right?
20 grand is 20 grand.
Like, that's like at least 2.5 one laps.
At least. But, so I was in the SCCA booth, which is pretty cool. So then, so I start loading it up about 10 o'clock, get it loaded. And it's kind of a fight because, of course, it's wet and kind of icy.
And you have slicks.
And I have slicks. So then I drive it on as far as I can go before I start sliding, get the winch. Luckily, I just rewired that.
Why don't you just, like, start there?
Well, I want to, like, get started and then just pull the winch the rest of the way.
Oh, okay.
So this is just to give you an idea of how my weekend was going to go. Get the winch on there, start pulling it. Gets, like, within 3 inches of being all the way on. And the fucking tow hook lets go.
Oh, no.
Fucking breaks.
Oh, no.
Just shears. Thank God it happened in my garage or in my driveway and not at a track or whatever. But still. So I go running down after it, jump in, hit the pull the e-brake, get to stop. No damage. No damage, nothing. It's fine.
Okay.
But what the fuck? So I'm looking at it and it's like
that's how you know you're alive, Robbie.
It just broke.
Right.
I mean, nothing wrong with it. It just broke. So I ordered a really much better one. So then I have to go and find a place to loop around on my frame rail to pull it in now, which is not really that great. So it kind of pulls it at a goofy angle.
Yeah.
Got it to work, got it on, got it strapped down, go in the house, have a voicemail from Harlan. Hey, by the way, our booth isn't big enough for a car.
Fuck! No, it is, damn it. You don't understand.
So yeah, it took me an hour to get the fucker loaded.
Jeez.
It took me all of 3 minutes to get it back in the garage.
But it still made it there, so what's up?
So, get the car back in the garage, put the trailer away, grabbed my business cards and all the scheduling stuff, and just get changed now because I'm dirty. Because it's at this point I've been rolling around under the trailer and fucking around with the car.
Yeah.
So then I go down to the fairgrounds. We get set up, and we're basically set up. And then we're talking to Wade. He's like, "Hey, if you want to go up against that wall, you have room for a car now." You motherfucker.
You son of a bitch.
So we move everything over there, and they're like, "So what would it take to get you to get your car?" And I'm like, "Can we see if Booney's car's available?" I was so defeated at this point. I didn't even want to get
broke.
It. His autocross car is not ready yet, and then they were in the middle of doing something to the endurance car. So both cars were out.
Okay.
And then nobody else. They didn't want to have a Corvette.
I gotta get my car in there
because there were a couple. Yeah, exactly.
Next year, my car's
for sure
in there.
We were a few spots down from the Corvette club, so you can't have a Corvette.
Right. No, I get that.
So after we called Booney, I was just like, "All right, we'll go."
I mean, you basically had a Corvette in there.
I know, but it's not a Corvette.
Okay.
People like that.
Okay.
So of course we go. Adam Walker. I was gonna say Watson. I knew that was wrong.
Yeah.
Adam Walker's like, "I'll go with you. I'll help you load it." Fine, we'll go. We'll go get it. So we go to my house, load it again, but this time it stopped raining and stopped snowing.
Yeah,
I can drive it on.
Okay,
and I get again within 3 inches, and then it starts to slide and spin. So I just give her hell and get up and get on, and he's like, "Okay, now what?" I was like, "Let it down, let it down,
quick before it rolls off."
Yep. So then we got it loaded real quick, strapped down, and then took off. But of course, it's sloppy dirty because it's been all the snow's basically gone at this point, so it's just water. So we're going down the gravel road at 10 miles an hour. Takes forever. Get there, and I realize, it's still filthy.
Oh, yeah, dude. Driving down the interstate, that thing's going to get destroyed.
Filthy. So we get there, get it unloaded. Then it was kind of funny because I roll into Wild Wade's and, like, you just drive in.
Yeah.
It's like, so I just light them up, let it in, and, making a bunch of noise. Everyone stops. Camera phones start coming out. We get it situated, and then, basically do everything I did Friday night over again.
Right.
So it was fine. Look, I mean, I didn't care enough to really polish it up.
Right.
So, but it was a good talking point all day. Then, all day Sunday. Well, actually, we had our first case of the coronavirus Friday night.
Yep.
So on Saturday, after we'd gotten all loaded, like the whole building's full of people for the swap meet. And they're asking him, like, Wade, hey, you're not supposed to have any more than 250 people. We need to shut this down. He goes, we're all here. It's too late for that. If we were going to do it, we had to do it like at least yesterday or a week ago. Like,
right.
We got people from out of state. We got many
vendors.
people. Yeah, vendors that
put
travel.
money into this at this point.
Oh, yeah. Vendors pay to be there.
Yeah.
So like we're here. It's full of people. They've made the decision. They know what the risks are. We're having this event. And they compromise by closing it down at 1. So instead of having the swap meet spread out over the entire day,
right,
we take the same amount of people and compress it into smaller time.
Right. That's going to work well.
Logic. Something like that. Anyways.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that one.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. So we get there Sunday, and I'm just, mingling, talking to people. Actually, let me back up. I did find something on Saturday before all the people showed up.
Oh?
Walking around, because I'm there early. I can start, I can scavenge early.
Fuck it. Let's do this.
And I found an AccuSump, just like mine.
Oh.
And I text Bill. I was like, hey, you still want an AccuSump? And he's like, yeah, of course. So, it's just like mine. It's got the electronic solenoid. I mean, super nice price. Like, legitimately, no haggling required. That's how good of a price it was.
Nice.
So I text him, go walk around, and Bill's like, go make a deal on it. Or, like, try to make a deal. I'm willing to pay what it's already priced at.
Right.
And he was firm, like, rock solid. This is what it's going to cost.
He knew what he had. And
it was very fairly priced.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is where you were right and I was wrong. So
Cash money, Robbie. You can't Venmo him.
Motherfucker. He's my age damn near.
No.
Oh, so mad.
No, Robbie.
So mad.
Dude, I don't even know what Venmo is.
Venmo, Cash App,
no,
Facebook Messenger.
Get the fuck out of here. No, they took that off of Facebook Messenger.
You can pay with it still.
It's gone.
No, it's not. I just sent it to somebody.
Not on an iPhone.
Oh. Fuck iPhone. But anyways.
Very disappointed.
So I asked him, I was like, are you cash only? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, you mother. I'll be back. So I had to go find a freaking ATM.
They usually have them there.
They do.
Pay $3 to get your cash out.
But because my bank realized how stupid they are, I get all that reimbursed.
Oh.
It's nice.
We should talk about banks too as well.
Okay.
Later.
Okay. Yeah, no, all my ATM fees get reimbursed if I use my credit or my debit card enough times in a month, which is like
all but impossible not to.
Yeah, it's like 10 times. Or
yeah,
like it's even
I
less
use
than
that every day.
I make a lot of transactions.
Small transactions.
Yeah. So then go and buy it. But it's like, why does it have to be cash only? Because it's so inconvenient. Now
it's not, Robbie. That's how the world works.
Not anymore.
That's how you don't
Nobody pays with cash.
No, everybody at a swap meet pays with cash.
Cash is fucking dead in every other part of the world.
Yeah, well,
I'm not paying for fucking railroad bonds anymore.
Swap meets are a dying breed, Robbie. That's why I want to bring it back.
That's why they're dying, because they require cash.
No, it's because it's a bunch of old people.
That too.
It's them damn boomers.
Those boomers are like, I need cash. It's no good. It's worthless paper. Let me send you a worthless number. It's instant.
Cash. That's imaginary, Robbie. I can't put my finger on that. I don't like it.
Yes, but it's already in your account.
It's like this distrust of the government thing.
I understand.
Even though that's a government currency and it doesn't make any sense. I'm with you, Robbie.
As soon as
them's the rules.
As soon as I asked him cash only, I went, fucking Adam was right. Fucking Adam was right.
Victory.
I was so mad.
I told you.
That's not a victory, Adam.
It's a victory.
That is a loss.
I was right, Robbie. That's a victory.
You were right about something stupid, and it should be wrong.
I'm not even totally in disagreement with that.
Cash is dead. It's like paying with pennies and shit. It's not a thing anymore.
I don't disagree with you entirely.
I could have just been like, exact amount. Send. Ding. Got it. In your bank account already.
But then your wife can see it.
No, you can keep it in your Venmo account.
Yeah, but how am I going to spend
PayPal.
that?
Same thing. You can transfer.
I can't go buy other car parts with that.
Yes, if we all have Venmo, we all can, Adam. These cash apps should all be like a swap meet thing. It's like hiding money from your wife.
No. Cash is king.
No, I have my bank account, and then I have my PayPal account, and then I also have my Venmo account, and they don't know what's in my Venmo account. That's a separate account for me. That's Robbie's money. That's swap meet money.
Oh, Robbie.
Cash is stupid. You heard it here first. Yeah, so I bought, in order to help pay for my one lap, I bought Bill a AccuSump.
Perfect.
And then I just bought like a box of fuses for myself, so I have spare fuses for.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, they were cheap, so I bought them.
Yeah, that's what swap meets are great for.
Yeah, I didn't buy anything of value besides like a box of fuses.
Yeah.
But so I take my keys with me Saturday night. They're in the center console of my truck. Get there Sunday, take them by the center console of my truck, put them in my pocket. We go to leave after spending the whole day there at 1 o'clock. I've talked to a bunch of people. I've done my best not to touch people. I mean, I do that anyways, but did an even better job this time.
Right, shaking hands and kissing babies this weekend?
I kissed no babies.
Okay.
None.
It's good.
Yeah. I let kids in the car, though. The little germ factories were allowed in the car.
Hey, my kid's already been in it. Well, unbeknownst to you.
That's
the Saturday before.
That's fine. I let the kids in the car. I did my best. There's just germs everywhere.
I thought my kid was going to combust if he didn't sit in a race car.
Sit in mine, I don't care.
And I didn't want to try and find Steve and be like, hey, bro, can my kid sit in your NPO1? Because, like, the door was open.
Yeah, it's meant to be sat in.
It would have been sweet, but I didn't know.
No, you just jump in.
And your car was sitting there, and so we sat in it. Then he made me close the door, and he drove it, and he wouldn't get out of it.
That's basically what all the other kids at the swap meet did, too.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, of course. I don't care.
That's the best part, though.
But
seeing the smile on their face, it kind of melted your stone cold heart, didn't it, Robbie?
Yeah. As, good, as much as you can, I guess.
I didn't, like, tug at your heartstrings, and you didn't feel like the call to fatherhood?
Hell no. Hell no. No. Just watch the car fade away into nothing. Yeah, that's what I wanted.
I still have my car, Robbie.
Anyway,
I mean, it hasn't moved since he was born, but I still have it.
You see where I was going with it? I didn't want to go there.
No, it's fine, Robbie.
So it gets to about 1 o'clock. Everyone's kind of breaking down their booths and they're leaving. And I'm waiting for everybody to leave so I can drive my car out. And I sit down and touch my pockets and go, fuck.
No.
They're gone.
Oh, no.
Like, keychain, key, gone.
How?
I specifically remember taking it from the center console and putting it in my pocket.
Okay.
And then they're just gone.
Oh, no.
I retraced my steps multiple times.
Which is all but impossible.
I know. So I basically circled. At this point, it's cleared out. So if anyone did see it, they threw them away or did something with them. Or the kids took them if I put them in the car for some reason.
Or go to the Lost and Found.
I did. I went to the Lost and Found. They didn't have them. They didn't have anything.
Shocking.
I went to and from my truck multiple times. Looked in my truck a couple times. Looked under the floor mats. Like, went through all the pockets of my jacket and everything that was in there. Like, just turned everything over. Nothing. Gone. This is the only time in my life I've ever had this happen. Bro.
I can't claim that.
No, it's never happened to me.
I can't claim that.
I mean,
no one's surprised.
No, it happens. I couldn't believe it because they were right here. I mean, I had them.
Story of my life, Robbie.
Just gone.
You should try working on a car with me sometime.
Oh, gosh. Where'd that wrench go?
Yeah. If I had $1.
Right here, man. Yep, so at this point, like, half the people are cleared out. I'm like, hey, are you guys going to be here for, like, another 40 minutes? maybe an hour. I gotta get my keys because of course there's Walmart keys.
You have a spare set?
I have multiple spares.
Oh well, you're one up on me.
Yeah,
That's not entirely true. I do have spare keys. They're all in the same keychain.
So now I have the one that's gone, and I have a spare that's in the car now currently, and then another spare that I have attached to my Avalanche keychain. So that's just gonna stay there.
Word.
So, but I've never had a key for this car that wasn't made by Walmart. So I can just go to Walmart with the key and say, hey, whatever number this one is, I need make me a couple more of these. And it'll cost me like $2.
Right.
So I'll probably do that and just keep one in like the toolbox or whatever. So this never happens again.
So annoying.
Yep. So, but of course, everyone's cleared out, and then, if I understand it right, it's Adam's dad, Doug, was like, oh, I'll take you back to your place. You don't have to unhook your trailer. Because, of course, the other building is full of people, too, for some event. And there's just people packed all around my car.
Yeah.
In a spot that I was convinced I was going to be left way alone.
Yeah.
No way.
Now you're stuck.
Completely stuck. Like, I don't know. Luckily, the car that was right next to me left so I could make the turn and get out. But I was convinced, I'm going to have to wait for them to all leave.
Just driving home.
Yep.
Fuck it.
Yeah, so Doug drove me all the way here, grabbed the keys, and immediately drove me all the way back just so I could get the car started. So I do appreciate that. That was like the nicest thing anyone's done for me in a long time.
I don't know about that, but okay.
Well, no, I mean, it was nice.
Sure, it was nice. Nicest thing anyone's done in a long time.
Well, think of something nicer anyone's done for me.
I don't know. I don't follow you around every day.
Actually, Ben sending me the power steering line was nicer.
It's pretty fucking nice.
Okay,
Certainly more financially
people have done a really
impacting.
Yeah, people have done really nice things for me lately, so I appreciate that.
It's 2020, Robbie. It's the year of change.
It's the year of people being nice to me.
Yeah.
I appreciate that because the world is being mean to everybody else.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yep, so that was my adventure of going to a swap meet. Proved you right, which sucks, and I lost my keys. And my car's dirty. But it runs, so I'll take it.
I think that's a victory.
I'll take it. And Bill's got an AccuSump.
Hell yeah. Race car things.
Yep.
So.
That's it, man. That's all.
Sweet.
That's all I got. This long opener is presented by Factory Fabrication. I've been talking to Booney quite a bit about just life in general.
Really been bringing you down?
Nah, we've just been talking.
No? Okay.
Well, yeah, because life's no good, so we just talk to each other about how life's no good.
Right.
And he's trying to sell me on I need to buy the Formula One live stream or the app with all the...
What's the point? They're not racing anyway.
But they have like all these shows and documentaries and stuff, so he's telling me like
okay.
I have to do it. So
Right. Well, there's a lot of Motor Trend on Demand I haven't watched yet.
I'm working through that. So the
exactly.
F1 channel's next, apparently.
That's fair. That's fair.
Been talking to him quite a bit. He's been doing all the stuff for autocross scheduling, and we're working together on...
that schedule, baby.
That's
we'll
out.
Talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute.
We'll
and then, yes, I've been talking to him about that and the events we're doing together. But if you need a design it yourself, then
if
make it.
If you can dream it.
If you can dream it, Booney can make it. FactoryFabrication.com.
Let's talk about what we're going to do this year.
This is the calendar episode, which as of now is out of date.
Yeah, probably.
I will start off with my mid time trial series. As of March 18, we are still doing the April 18 and 19 Heartland Motorsports Park event. In Kansas.
Okay.
But I wouldn't hold my breath.
Okay.
Because it's in April and nothing is happening in April.
Okay.
So that's on the calendar still, but don't be surprised to see it disappear. Not at our choice.
Right.
So it's on if it can be.
The man is going to hold you down, Robbie.
It will not be our call if that gets taken down.
I think that's the reoccurring theme in all of motorsports.
Yep.
At least amateur motorsports.
Yep. And then May 1 through 3 would be the first event at Gateway. That's already been called off.
For real?
Because Illinois has no events bigger than 10 people for 60 days.
Fuck me.
So the
Illinois is getting buck wild and crazy right now.
Illinois got strict.
And I know that we have a lot of Illinois listeners.
Yep.
And I really hope you guys are safe.
Yes, please be safe.
Because it's scary.
Yeah, so that one might get rescheduled. Might not. So, but right now, May 1 through 3 is not happening.
Ah, it sucks.
However, everything else is still on the docket. So
Sweet.
So May 30th, we have a one-day event with Milwaukee Region at Blackhawk Farms.
Cool.
So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a lot of fun. I've wanted to go there.
Everybody just sings praises of that racetrack.
Yeah, they do. So I want to figure out how good it is.
You'll feel right at home. There's a silo, a grain silo.
Yes.
Like
It's a
inside
farm.
of the track.
Yes. It's
One of those where you have to drive across the track to get the paddock. The paddock's inside of the track itself.
Yep.
And I guess there's a silo in there.
It used to be an actual farm.
I'm not convinced it's not still.
Sounds perfect.
So.
And then July 18th and 19th, we're at Heartland Park again. And then we're finishing it off. This schedule doesn't have it finalized, but September 19th, we're doing the Iowa Speedway.
Hell yes!
For a one-day event, and the plan is to do a time trials and not PDX, track day as well. So
An HPDE.
There you go, an HPD and a TT event on Saturday, followed by an autocross on the infield on Sunday.
Hell yes!
So pretty excited about that. That took a lot of legs on the ground to make that happen. So back at Iowa Speedway, it's a big deal.
Oh, it's such a big deal. I'm super excited about it.
Yep. So as of right now, the last 3 events are still on the docket. And then the other ones are potential reschedules. But yeah, it's crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Let's not talk about it too much.
No, we won't
Let's
get into
move
it.
on.
That's where we're at. But that's I'll be at every single one of those except, well, I guess it doesn't matter because it's not happening. The Gateway one.
There you go. Hey, look at that, Robbie. You're not missing out on your points championship this way.
Yep. Up next is the autocross schedule for DMVR.
Yes.
So
This is like the best schedule they've had as long as I've been a participant.
thank you, Booney and Chris.
Oh my God, you guys killed it.
They did a
Because I was
great
convinced
job.
we weren't going to have a place to run this year.
Yeah, this year was really challenging because in the last year, maybe the last couple of years, it just seems like every place that we used to be able to run, we can't run anymore.
Nope, can't run at airfields anymore.
Nope.
Basically.
The FAA basically shut that down.
So that doesn't work anymore.
And then people get really particular about their paint of their lines.
all of a sudden,
Yeah, it's like it's been fine for 100 years, and all of a sudden, I don't like that there's black marks on my paint. No event there anymore.
yep. Which that was not a real great place to hold an event,
It
safety wise. Anyway,
No,
there was a lot of immovable structures, as the SCCA names it.
the problem was we're not going to say where, but it was a great location because it was kind of in the middle of everything.
Oh, such a good location.
So people could see it that wouldn't normally see it.
Right. And I really liked racing there.
Yeah.
Because it was such a small area that it required them to be tight courses. And so I always did better there than I did at Oskaloosa, where it was just these power slaloms and turnarounds. And I was
I don't
this
like that.
sucks. I make 100 horsepower. This is lame.
Yep.
So,
But anyways,
pretty excited about how many events there are.
there's at least, what they say, 10 events?
There's 10 days.
Yes.
Not as many. There's not 10 weekends.
Nope.
A lot of our events are two day events now, which is different from what it was when I started.
Right.
They were just Sundays.
Yep.
And I kind of like that better.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of in line with what we do for TT and stuff too.
Right.
You run 2 days in a row, and
Right.
then you only have one weekend that you actually set aside for it.
Yeah.
So we can start this off. Adventureland is the April 18th and 19th. Same thing. I think we're kind of hanging on.
Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't be surprised if that one gets taken away, just not because of anything we would choose to do,
Right.
but just, if the man comes down and says it's unsafe to have humans together, it is what it is. But that, again, April 18th, 19th is the first one for DMVR at Adventureland, and that's always a fun course. But it's always raining and cold.
Yeah. It's one of our biggest lots.
Yep.
But it's one of our roughest lots.
Yeah.
It's always rainy and cold.
The first event of the year. It's
And
always.
so I've never really. I think the Omni has been there once.
The last time I was there, I was in the Maxima.
Yep. I've raced a Miata there.
You crashed me out of there.
I hit a couple cones.
I'm pretty sure there was an entire episode dedicated to Adam
It's one of my-
crashing.
It's one of my favorite episodes.
Thrashing and crashing a
because it was the first time that I had an opportunity to use Rob's responsibilities.
It's the worst episode ever.
It's one of my favorites. It's like 12, maybe?
It's one
12
of
or 13?
One of the very first ones.
Oh, it was one of my favorite episodes for the longest time.
We peaked early.
I don't know about that.
No, we've had some pretty awesome ones along the way.
Yeah.
And then there's May 16th and 17th at Iowa Speedway infield. That is not with the TT. It's just the autocross guys.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's going to be super cool. It's awesome.
We need big numbers for those events. So if you are even kind of local, please come to those Iowa Speedway events.
Yes, we like the idea is to bring if Iowa region isn't also running an event that weekend, we want all of those guys here. We want anyone that's within driving distance, anyone that can hear my voice.
Yes,
come to the Iowa Speedway
please.
On May 16th and 17th. It will be awesome.
For sure.
June 21 is at Eddyville. That's the one that we tried
to.
And because we didn't want to have workers and a bunch of cones and it just didn't work for us because we just didn't have the resources.
Right.
But they do, so they can make a course that can make within safety rules.
And still be fun.
Yes.
We could have, but it would have been like 12 seconds long.
Yeah, our setup just didn't work for that. But
nope.
Luckily, the DMVR can't.
Yet,
so June
20. It may happen someday.
One day.
It's not going to be 2020.
No. So June 21, July 12, and August 30, all at Eddyville Raceway.
Pretty excited about it.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then again, September 20, which is the Sunday after the TT event, Iowa Speedway. And then they finish the season off October 10th and 11th at Adventureland again. So they always use the Adventureland beginning and end of summer.
Before and after the park has opened and closed.
Adventureland's a theme park in Des Moines for those that aren't aware.
It's like a Six Flags except tinier.
Yeah. I've never been.
Really?
I've driven through it for the holiday lights.
It's absolutely worth a go.
I've volunteered during the
If you can get like a decent ticket price, like a discount ticket price somewhere, because it's kind of expensive if you don't have. It's like $40 a person.
Is it? That's a lot.
Kind of a lot.
Well, Taco John's gives out coupons every year.
But like the water park and the amusement park are all one ticket.
Oh, that would explain the price then.
Which I don't care about.
You just want one
because I'm not going to the water park.
Well, I'd want to do one or the other.
I know a bunch of people that go there semi-regularly and don't even go to the amusement park.
They just go to the water park.
Because the water park has a walk walk-up in-water bar.
Oh, a swim-up bar.
A swim-up bar.
Yeah, those are popular.
And like, so people are like, I don't care.
Yeah, no. I want the roller coaster.
Right. I want my face melted off by extreme acceleration.
Yeah. I mean, these ones don't do that, but...
And loop-de-loos.
I do like the loop-de-loos.
I mean, one of them does like 70.
I don't know.
It's not slow. There's one that has a 102-degree drop.
Yeah, I like that.
It's pretty fucking rad.
That's scary.
It's pretty fucking rad.
I'm in. I'll do that.
Do the math on that one. That's more than straight down.
Jess and I should do that for like a...
That's like an oververt, if you will.
Yeah.
It's pretty rad.
Like a wave.
Yeah.
Like a crashing wave.
It's pretty rad.
I'd do that. Anyways, that's it for autocross. Come to Des Moines. Come hang out with us.
Come to Iowa Speedway, please.
This is the best schedule we've had in...
years.
Ever.
I've only Omni 5 years.
Many years.
No, more than that, because my son's 4 now. So like 6 or 7 years. This is the best schedule we've had that entire time.
Yes.
Kudos.
Well done, Booney and Chris.
Pretty excited about it.
Moving on. Grid Life.
Phew!
We seem to go to these sometimes.
I have it on good authority that a lot of them are going to have live streams, which means I'm going to be most all of them.
Nice. I'll try my best.
The first one, April 18th and 19th at NCM. NCM is currently closed to the public. But I have it on good authority.
Until like the week before that.
I have it on good authority that it will be opening the week before, and that come hell or high water, the only thing that's shutting that down is the man.
Let's hope that people just behave themselves and don't talk to other humans.
Social distancing so that we can be social later.
If you're anything like us,
this shouldn't be hard.
This is basically not changing your lifestyle.
I assume you are like us because you're listening to me through your headphones on a podcast.
The only thing that I've changed my lifestyle on is that I don't get to go to the gym. Nothing else has changed in the slightest.
I'd go grocery shopping alone instead of taking Katie and Logan.
Yes. So we are already practicing this long in advance.
Right.
And if you're listening to this, I think you are too,
Yeah, probably.
which I appreciate.
So hopefully that's still a go. And I plan on being there to do live stream announcing.
I will not be at that one.
Right.
Unless my event gets canceled.
And then you will.
Then maybe I will be there. I got nothing else going on.
JB has already offered me a spot in his whip to get there, so I'm probably going to take him up on
The
that.
toter home?
His whip.
His whip?
His whip.
Is that what we're calling the toter behemoth?
Yeah.
The bigger than my house toter home.
I don't know, Rob. It's bigger than my house. Let's calm down on it being bigger than your house. It's like barely as big as your basement.
Whatever. It's like 1,000,000 feet long.
It's actually longer than is legal.
Don't say that.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Shh. It's a camper. You can do whatever you want. It's an RV.
It is an RV.
YOLO.
It's not a semi. It's an RV.
It's an RV.
Yeah, obviously.
Then Midwest Festival.
June 4?
It's a bad time for it.
Why?
Because I got a shitload of shit going on in June.
Skip it.
I'm basically not going to work the month of June.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough.
That's what my May was like.
It's going to be rough.
We'll be okay.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So excited.
Midwest Fest is always great.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild time.
I still plan on going.
Yeah, you should. Everyone should go.
Yeah.
Track Battle Chicago.
That is June 27th and 28th.
At Audubon Country Club.
Yes. That one I wasn't planning on, but I could always make that work.
I don't know if of any of them that I'm going to miss, that's probably the one.
Okay.
Because it's only like 2 weeks after festival.
Yes.
And I'm supposed to be at Coda between them.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that.
So I'm probably not going to go to that one.
So then followed up is a decent break, almost a whole month.
Yeah.
And it's July 31 to August 2nd at Mid-Ohio.
Oh, I'm so fucking pumped for this one.
You like Mid-Ohio?
Dude, it's going to be great. So it's normally the IndyCar weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But IndyCar's not racing there this year pre all the bullshit.
Yep.
IndyCar was not racing there that weekend because the Olympics were going on, and so the TV schedule was all effed up, and so they moved it to a different weekend so that it would still get televised and not have to compete against the Olympics.
Makes sense.
And so that opened up the weekend, and Mid-Ohio said, hey, yo, you guys want it? Fuck yeah. Because normally their Mid-Ohio weekend kind of blows.
Yeah, it's really early in the year.
It's really early in the year. It has snowed there in the past.
It's not fun to race in the snow.
It's not conducive to setting records.
No.
So this year, it's basically a festival without the music. There's going to be the normal time attack, HPD, GLTC stuff. There's also going to be drifting.
Nice.
At Mid-Ohio, which apparently is largely unprecedented.
So I've heard.
There were some local friends of ours, the Petrolbox dudes, who were like, no fucking way.
Way, dude.
So that's going to be
That's
the
awesome.
raddest of rad.
Yeah. And I've heard nothing but good things about Mid-Ohio.
Mid-Ohio is supposed to be a hell of a track, a bucket list track for all people.
Yes. So even if I could just go and hang out,
Yeah.
that sounds great.
Yeah. So,
Then at the end of August is the other event that you don't want to miss.
nope.
It's at Pikes Peak International, Alpine Horizon.
It's going to be wild.
If you thought last year was wild,
So wild, dude.
this year
Oh, my God.
it's going to be tops.
I think it's going to be very hard to beat
Last year?
for 2020.
Or this event.
I think it's going to be one of the biggest events of the year. Because I think, hopefully by then this shit's like kind of
I hope so.
been in the past and everybody's going to be itching to get out and do something wild and crazy. And what better place to do something wild and crazy than
Pikes Peak.
Colorado?
Yeah.
One of the coolest venues out there, despite the fact that it's a NASCAR track. Used to be a NASCAR track.
Rovals are where it's at if you want attendance
The best
to see.
It is the best spectator track on the calendar this year. And Grid Life is at its core a spectator event.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's why this is the coolest thing. There are multiple places where you can stand and be feet away from cars on the track and still see everything else on that track. There's not a bad seat in the house. It's so good.
Yeah, that's perfect.
There's not times where you can't see the cars at all. Whereas like even Gingerman, which as far as racetracks go is a pretty good viewer track.
Oh, yeah.
And there's still places like I have no idea what the back couple corners look like.
No, yeah,
you can't see them.
No.
So that's what's so cool about PPIR. So
yeah, that'll be an event you don't want to miss.
come hang out with me there. It'll be great.
And then September 11th or September 12th and 13th, Elkhart Classic at Road America.
Oh shit, I forgot about that one.
That's all the way in September. It's
There's
fine.
so many good races they have this year. So many good tracks.
Yep.
I'm very excited about that one too. I think that one also gets drifting.
Nice.
They're doing it. This is the first year where they have like a grid life drift. And it's not a competition thing.
No.
But they're having drifting at more than just festivals this year. And they're trying to kind of open up that calendar a little more and let drifters come and hang out and partake in the festivities.
Perfect. I like that.
Which is cool.
So,
And then we're finishing off the year at Gingerman.
yep.
The
Like
fall
that.
special.
At October 3rd and 4th.
The other event I'll probably miss.
Yeah. Maybe.
I'm gonna be fresh out of vacation time by October.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
If I get to do everything I planned, yeah.
And Gingerman's just far enough away that I can't really get there and make it worth driving there without taking a vacation day.
Yep.
So I'm probably not going to make it to that one.
We'll see.
So,
All right.
boom.
That's it for Grid Life.
It's going to be a hell of a year.
Hit it real quick. I'll be at one lap.
Yes.
Right now, the plan is to do it May 2nd through May 9th. Same thing. They're dragging their feet as
We don't even want to
long
talk about
as they possibly can.
It's like a pitcher pitching a perfect game. Let's just not talk about it.
Don't.
Let's
Yep.
just.
Yep. I'll be there whenever it is. I'll be
Yeehaw.
there. Yep. Yeah. Everything else will get taken backseat to this.
My two events that I want to talk about that Robbie probably will not be attending. Okay.
Oh,
you got more?
One more. But
Go ahead. You get your last one there. I thought that was the end. Oh, I forgot about it.
Yep. So
Shit, son.
I don't know the details of it, but right now it's not O'Drift Collective. It's Straight Line Error.
Yes.
It's the different guys.
Straight Line
So it's
Error.
Michael Gall, our friend, and his group of guys. I don't know who else. I think Chris is also involved. I'm not sure who else.
No idea.
I'm just going to say Michael and Chris are the ones I know are deeply involved in this.
Yes.
So that it's not like a competition, but like their drift schedule is at RPM. And it's really like the only thing that I know is actually a solid schedule at RPM this year. Everyone's real hesitant to book anything there just because the levees didn't get fixed, and there's a decent chance if we get any rain, it's going to flood. If it doesn't,
I think we're safer this year because we don't have nearly as much snow melt as we did last year.
North Dakota's dumped with snow, dude.
Not as much as but I mean, I realize that North Dakota had a lot, but so did South Dakota and so did us.
Right.
This year, South Dakota and us don't have as much, if any at all.
Let's hope that's true.
So I'm crossing fingers we're racing at RPM this year.
Yes. So I know Booney's going out there for a test day. So we'll see what the condition of the track is. But yeah, June 13th, July 12th, and August 8th, we'll be drifting at RPM.
You gonna try and get a car out there? You think? Maybe? Possibly?
Yeah, honestly, if things kind of fall into place or don't fall into place, and
You might have some extra money.
I'll definitely have some. If things don't fall into place, I'll definitely have some extra money for that to be
fair.
done. So yeah, it's just kind of like what's a priority based on what's available, and right now the Z is the last one.
Right.
But yeah, and kind of plans on that have changed too. So yeah, but we're talking like a year from now type of plans. That's it. Yeah, that's drifting schedule.
Cool. I will be at Coda again for the Champ Car race this time. June
13th and 14th.
and 14th. That's what it is. So word on the street is Coda is closed.
Indefinitely, and all the employees are laid off.
But that's not actually 100% factual.
True. I believe that.
What I understand it as is that the event staff have been laid off, but the local track day stuff and the full-time employees are still a thing.
Okay.
And the word indefinitely is a little bit...
It implies forever, but
It implies forever, but in their statement, they said until the good times return.
yeah, which they will.
So Coda's not dead.
No, of course not.
And my understanding from my Texas local is that they're still holding most of their smaller track day events. Champ Car hasn't said anything about canceling the event yet.
That's all the way in June.
I'm pretty confident that we're racing there.
Hell yeah.
So,
Who's all going with you?
so Josh Fettis, who is the owner of the Neon,
Yes.
and Ryan Seiler, who was one of the crew guys the last one I went on, and our favorite person in the whole wide world, Dalton Klein,
Nice.
Corvette extraordinaire,
Yes.
and Dusty. We're picking Dusty up in Dallas on our way there.
That's awesome.
Dallas. So he's we're gonna ruin his life now as well.
Like he didn't have enough race car projects already.
Right? Yeah. He,
Sucker.
Josh sent me a message. This has been months ago now, but Josh sends me a message. He's like, Dusty lives in Texas, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, think you'd want to race in the Neon and Champ Car race in Coda? And I was like,
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I can text him if you want me to and see if he's interested. And so I said, and he's like, like we were talking about how we were probably going to cut back a little bit on like our Optima racing and stuff like that. And he's like, so like I don't have the budget for all that stuff this year. And I was like, and he's like, so yeah, I probably could like fit that in. I was like, oh, you were going to save money? Ha! Hilarious.
Not a chance.
And I was like, well, I don't want to talk money stuff. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
If you're interested,
Here's Josh.
yeah. And so he's in.
That's awesome.
It's great. I'm pretty excited about it. It's gonna be a time. I'm hoping that I can bring the wife and kid and the whole 9 yards, and we can have ourselves a grand old time.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So it should be good.
2 8-hour races.
2 8s.
Yep.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be a long weekend in the best of ways.
Yeah. Our goal is to be mid-pack time GLTC wise, like mid to back of mid-pack time wise with the Neon.
Awesome. That's pretty good though for the Neon.
Yeah, because it's not anywhere close to the weight.
Oh yeah.
Power to weight limitation of that class
Okay.
of the GLTC.
Makes sense.
So Josh wants to kind of see where that car's at, roughly, because
Just kind of compare it to those cars.
he tried selling it a while ago,
I remember that.
and there was nobody interested at any price point really.
Oh,
It was just not.
it's not a thing.
Yeah, and so it seems like he may be kind of stuck with it, at least short term. So
Yeah.
you might as well. But who knows?
Do some racing.
We'll see.
I like
We'll
it.
see where the Neon goes.
And get your cash ready.
Yeah, boy.
Stupid.
You think the cash is not a thing at Wild Wades? It's even less of a thing at the Iola Car Show and Swap Meet.
When is this?
I don't remember.
No. 29. No,
That's just
it doesn't say.
like it's the same weekend every year. It's like the second weekend in July or something like that.
Hold the phone.
I don't know. It's in Iola, Wisconsin. It's the biggest swap meet I've ever been to in my entire life.
July
It was
9
July
to the
9.
11th.
There you go. Was one of the most fun times I've ever had at a swap meet in my entire life last year when I went with my dad. It was great. I loved every second of it. I can't wait to go back. There is not a chance in hell I'm not going to be there.
Perfect.
Whatever event that may or may not fall on that weekend, I won't be there. I'll be in Iola.
So is it all outside?
Yeah.
And everyone just brings their RVs and stuff and just puts their tent up? And,
I don't know that people camp there. Well, I would, yeah.
Yeah,
People
all
for
there's
sure
a
camp
shitload
there.
of campers.
Yeah, absolutely. People camp there. I'm hoping to talk my dad into being a vendor and buying a booth and filling it up with stuff and
Oh, yeah.
once again taking the wife and kid down there, and we're going to party like it's 1974 because no one has anything but cash there, and that's just how life is, Robbie.
Cash and carburetors. Give me a
It's
break.
going to be great.
But if you want a deal on an AccuSump, there might be one.
That's pretty advanced stuff for Iola.
Hey, it was advanced for Wild Wades.
That's fair. So they have like local bands that play like
All night. We
like
rage till
Journey
dawn.
cover bands.
Yes.
Well, they rage till at least like
9:30.
9:30. Yeah.
That's
Which is fair because that's all the later.
that's
hour
late
range,
enough, man.
yeah.
I mean,
It is Wisconsin, so the cheese curds are to die for.
yes.
Oh my God,
I love the cheese curds.
dude, they're so good.
I understand.
So good.
We used to go to the Dells all the time.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about it. I won't miss it. It's going to be great.
Well, if I'm not doing anything that weekend, I'm in.
That's my
Wisconsin's my jam.
That's my list of things to do.
Yes.
The drive out there, like even on the interstate, is gorgeous.
Yeah, Wisconsin's great.
Like the Wisconsin-Minnesota border, beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's always miserable cold in Minnesota.
Minnesota's always
It's
cold.
the worst.
But then when you get to Wisconsin, it seems a little less cold and
Right,
a little
because
nicer.
it's not Minnesota.
Yeah. Sorry, Minnesota. Sucks there.
I spent my last weekend in Minnesota, and it was terrible.
I lived there too long, and it was terrible. That's all I got. Minnesota's terrible.
My mother-in-law's new husband refuses to not use his stupid wood-burning stove.
Like my shop.
And so it's 80 fucking degrees in one room of the house. And everywhere else, it's 53. And it's miserable.
Doesn't have any other heating source?
He won't use it.
Oh, he does have a
No,
furnace?
it's got a full furnace in it. He's too cheap to turn it on.
That's great. No, that's not great. I'll be honest. That sucks.
It was the worst.
I bet you slept soundly, though.
No, I froze my ass off.
Put more blankets on.
It's too cold, Robbie. It's too cold.
50 with the hoodie and a blanket. And, oh, man, sleep like a baby.
We had to bring the kid in because I didn't want him to freeze to death.
You can't freeze to death at 50.
I don't know that.
We remember Gingerman like 2 years ago?
But we aren't 4-year-olds.
Kids are made of rubber, man. They just like
I need him
survive
to sleep
things.
well or he's a real asshole the next day.
I won't argue with that. That's fair.
You think I'm crabby?
Oh, man. A 4-year-old you?
You should deal with a 4-year-old me, Robbie.
Yeah, that is crabby.
Yeah. So.
That's really all we got on the schedule as of today. It's already outdated.
It's gonna be
sorry.
It's still, like, there's so many events.
Yep.
So many things I want to do every year. And more things get piled onto it every year. And I make it to less of them.
This was for sure going to be the busiest summer that I had scheduled in a long time. And I said that last year and the year before.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's going to be crazy.
I'm looking forward to the stuff that I do get to do.
Whatever it is.
Or if I don't get to do any of it, I don't know, man.
Kind of looking forward to that too.
Yeah, I self-quarantine all the time. Like, have you seen my basement? This is like made for self-quarantining. I'm looking forward to that. But if we do get to do things,
you'll find us there.
You'll find us there. And if I'm driving, I'll be using my Apex Pro.
Boom.
Getting faster and faster as I trust the lights, finding grip, and beating cars faster than me in a higher class.
Do you think that Andrew Raines is the busiest person in the world?
That dude doesn't sleep.
I don't think he can.
Him and Jabay are competing for the least sleep in the world.
I think I'm up in there too.
Yeah, you are too. But then it's those two on like a separate platform.
But they're like working for themselves and like making something out of their lives, and they're being entrepreneurial and stuff. And I'm just like working for the man.
Oh, the man.
So
man's keeping you down.
You're telling me, Robbie.
Yeah. You got Andrew with his Apex Pro. Plus, he seems to be keeping his marriage afloat, which is good.
Thus far.
I
mean, it's early.
It's about as early as my marriage.
But, I wish him the best.
Yeah.
She seems like a nice lady.
She does seem like a nice lady.
She knew what she was getting into.
This isn't new.
It's not like he dropped it on her like, hey, we're married. By the way, I'm the world's busiest human being.
No, she knew.
He's been that way for a long time.
Yep. Plus, he's got all this, like, data coaching type stuff and the webinars.
Oh, dude, there's so...
Every day.
I don't have time to listen to him as much as I would like.
I watch
but I've dropped into a few of the things as time allows. He's so helpful.
Very helpful.
So
because even when we tried to record that video where he was going to walk me through my data and we were going to post on YouTube, it's going to be very helpful, and like none of the video worked. And it just turned into a 45-minute coaching session. It's like, we're already here.
Yeah.
Let me actually be helpful. Like, this is supposed to be helpful for everybody, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
And be selfish. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll gladly do that.
What a guy.
Yep. Can't say enough nice things about Andrew.
He is certainly somebody that we should support.
Yes. So if you're looking at any sort of like lap timer or data acquisition type system, check out Apex Pro, apextrackcoach.com. And then if you are serious about buying and you want like a window mount, you get that for free if you use our code 10tenths.
Boom.
So it's just that simple.
It is. Let's do the news, Robbie.
Okay.
Following cancellation of the Australian Grand Prix, Pirelli is throwing away 1,800 unused F1 tires, and they won't even give them to me, Robbie.
Those would fit your wheel, wouldn't they?
Are they still 13s? I thought this year they were going to the big boy wheels.
Oh, I guess the pictures of the older ones.
Aren't they going to the 18s this year?
Yeah.
I'd figure out.
No, that's 2021.
Oh, so these are still 13s?
Yes.
Let's fucking do this, Robbie.
That'd be awesome.
That would be so dope. Because they were like, oh, you know, if we mount them to the tire and then we take them back off, we're worried about the compromising the bead and how they might not be able to stand up to the stresses of Formula One cars. I promise you, I will not be putting them under the stress of a Formula One car. It will be fine. Let's party.
Those headlines are so misleading, though. Because they're like, oh, they just get thrown away. It's like, well,
they get recycled.
They get turned into like concrete. They get shipped all the way back to the UK.
Yeah, they recycle. Well, like,
and it's not anything new. They do this for every wet tire.
Yeah, so this is
event.
1,800 tires that they're wiping out.
Yep.
But even if the race happened and they used every tire they were supposed to use,
yep.
Assuming it didn't rain, 560 of those tires would have gone to waste anyway.
Unused.
That's wild to me.
Yep. It's a whole nother level. Well, I mean,
why do they mount them
before they're ready?
So, like, let's say we're 24 hours away from the race. There's how many teams in Formula One?
Like 10.
Like 10?
Yeah.
So are we talking like 40 tires?
No, everything's mounted, dude.
Right, I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Way in.
So the wets specifically.
Okay, sure.
That's what I'm talking about because they throw those away after every event, regardless.
Yes. Of course.
Which is insanity to me. So let's just talk about the wets for a minute, okay?
Okay.
That's where I'm at because I just can't get this through my mind. We're 24 hours before the race.
Yes.
There's a strong possibility that there's rain.
Yes.
Let's mount 40 tires.
That's fair.
It's 24 hours before the race. It's not a fucking cloud in the sky. Shit ain't gonna rain. Let's not mount these tires.
Yeah, I'm curious why it's
40 tires. How hard can it be? Well, I guess some of them there's two teams. So or two cars. They're all two cars, I guess. They're all two-car teams, right?
Yeah.
Is there anybody that doesn't have two cars?
No, it's 20 drivers.
So 80 wheels. 80 wheels and tires.
Well, then you need spares because you're not going to go on one set.
Okay, but...
So double it.
But still... I mean, I guess there's 560 wheels, right?
Yeah,
or tires.
That's 560 wheels, too.
Well, that's fair. I just don't understand why...
Yeah, that's what's crazy to me is that they'll have that many wheels and tires mounted in balance, ready to go, so far in advance, and then yeah, like the fact that this mounting and dismounting them is enough to compromise the integrity of a tire.
Well, there are tire shops out there that'll tell you that for regular passenger car tires.
Right.
They won't remount a tire that you've already taken off of a car.
No.
I don't subscribe to that.
No,
theory.
not for our
unless there's a visible issue.
No, unless it's legitimately damaged.
I'm like, let's send it, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's just a street car.
Right. Even if it's not a street car.
It's just a track car, it's fine.
Pulling people's used slicks and remounting them on my tires.
I do it all the time.
Yes, please.
That's what I do.
Yeah, it's
my thing.
not a big deal. But I can understand where these Formula One tires are put under slightly different stress loads.
Yeah, it's insane.
But there's got to be a better way.
You would think.
Is there any reason that they couldn't just ship the tires back with the wheels in them?
Or ship them on to the next track?
With the wheels in them?
Right. Just move them on.
I mean, they don't change wheels from race to race, do they?
They do change compounds from race to race. It's like, they have like the 6 or 7 different compounds.
I'm still on the wets here, Robbie.
Oh, I'm talking everything.
I'm still on the wets.
Forget the wets.
Because they do this every freaking race.
There's got to be more to it.
There's got to be a better way, Robbie.
I know. It does seem extremely wasteful.
I mean, I realize that the Formula One teams use like their own wheels, and they do different ways of trying to like make heat sinks to manage the heat across the tire, and bring air in around the brakes and stuff like that. But like, I can't imagine they change that from race to race.
No, I wouldn't think so.
I can't wrap my head around it.
No, or the fact that you couldn't.
Well, because the other thing is that like they're trying to be net zero on their carbon emissions, and they're throwing away at least 560 tires a race if it doesn't rain.
And that's just the unused ones.
That's if it doesn't rain.
They're legitimately throwing away 1,800 tires a race.
Right.
But
at least they used them.
Right.
I want Formula One takeoffs.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be so sick.
It'd be quite the point modifier for our class.
I bet I couldn't get them.
But if you put a restrictor plate, you can stay within class.
I bet I couldn't get them up to temp, and if I could, I bet I couldn't keep them there.
Just get the softest temp, it'd be fine, or the softest compound, you'll be fine. They last like 20 laps, and poor Lewis Hamilton, his are always dead.
Just ask him; he'll tell you.
He'll tell you. That poor guy with the whole race.
So worse. It's like he gets bad tires every time.
Every race, his tires were dead.
Yeah,
so dead.
But
if he can finish a race on dead tires, you can do an autocross on them.
On cold ones?
Yeah, it'd be fine.
I'm going to bet that his dead tires would still last me a season.
For sure a season. Are you kidding? I got a closet full of
like
them.
a season when I actually race, not like last year.
No, like a
real season.
A full season.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get it.
Dude, I want Formula One takeoffs. That's why I put this on here. I just want to talk about how sweet Formula One takeoffs would be.
Yeah, I guess they're probably like the weirdest size because they're on 13-inch rims and they're like 15.5 inches wide.
Well, so here's the biggest problem I would see. Well, actually, this might not be a problem with these because of what they're designed to take. But the problem I always had when I was running like the full bias ply slick, which was designed for Formula cars on my Omni, is that they are not designed to hold up the weight that the Omni is as compared to a Formula car.
Oh.
And so I had to run more air pressure in them than what was optimal to keep them from rolling over real bad.
No, you'd be fine with these.
But I bet these have stiffer sidewalls. I'll bet it'd be fine.
If they can handle like
12.6 metric tons of downforce.
If they can handle like 5 Gs.
Yeah, and like
without
debeating, like thousands of pounds of downforce.
I think you're okay.
Yeah, fine. I'm sure.
I bet those sidewalls are rock hard.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me if they had to like press fit those fuckers on.
I'll bet mounting. That might be why they're worried.
They probably are legitimately damaged taking them on and off.
I'm willing to risk it, Robbie. If that shit holds air, I'm sending it.
Well, yeah, of course.
Let's do this.
I'd do it.
It'd be so dope.
You look so badass with your Pirelli Zeros.
Dude, it'd be so sick.
Well, that's like my Continentals. Like they got the yellow
full on race tires.
Yeah, full on race tires. They got yellow Continentals on the side. You have to order left or right side.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Worth it.
Just makes you feel like a total badass.
Heck yeah.
I mean, in a perfect world, you won't even use them.
Yeah, that's what sucks is that they're the ones I spent the most money on.
And you're hoping not to use them.
Yep, and I still got a hell of a deal on them.
Yeah.
TrackDayDire.com.
I've had more than one person who's like, "That's a really good price on those tires."
It is.
Like I'd never heard of the place before.
It's the cheapest place to get Hoosiers.
I've never heard of the place before.
And then if you use our code, it's by far the cheapest. It's not even close.
What's up?
You're welcome, world.
Yeah.
You got one good thing going for you.
There you go. So,
all right, we're done talking about new used tires.
All right. All-Stars esports race tops most watched charts last weekend.
Not even a little bit surprised.
This is super rad, though.
This is one caveat, silver lining or whatever you want to call it, is that esports will definitely get a boost out of this.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But you know what that means, Robbie? My prediction's going to be motherfucking right.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
Victory already.
Yep, that's a fair.
So this weekend, basically every race under the sun was canceled.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. And so everybody was like, I'm stuck at home. And so they had this giant race, and millions and millions and millions of people streamed this race, and it had like everybody. Max Verstappen
Yep.
was racing in it. There was a handful of other names I don't even remember.
IndyCar drivers.
Some IndyCar drivers, probably some NASCAR drivers in it. Shit was wild.
I'm drawing a blank on who was all in it.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is apparently like really well known. This is something I learned here recently. His spotter that he used to use,
Yeah.
he met on iRacing.
Oh, that's crazy.
How sick is that?
That's awesome.
He's like apparently a real diehard advocate
For Sims?
for sim racing and iRacing in specific,
No, it makes sense.
which is super cool. So, I've seen stuff already about like invite only,
Like leagues?
like pro level
Yep.
leagues that are being advertised. NASCAR is sanctioning.
Okay. I saw IMSA is sanctioning some stuff too.
IMSA is sanctioning. I mean, everybody, dude. This is
It's funny because I thought Lando Norris was in this race because they posted a video of him because he was doing iRacing stuff
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the weekend.
Yep.
And he totally botched the order in which he was doing things. And it was, he thought it was lights out when it was really just the formation lap. So all of a sudden you just see the clip of him just taking off down like in front of all these cars, then realizing he's
son of a bitch.
made a mistake. And then all of a sudden,
Sorry, guys. Formula One driver over here.
what's
bad.
What's really weird though is like I'm scrolling through the comments and everyone's like, "This fucking idiot's a Formula One driver," and it's like, yeah, it's apples and oranges, guys. Relax.
Yeah. So a list here: Max Verstappen, Indy 500 winner Simon Pagenaud,
Yep.
fellow IndyCar drivers Felix Rosenqvist and Colin Herta, Formula E stars Alex Felix da Costa, Max Gunther, and Neil Jani. Yanni? Jani?
Yanni,
Yanni. Let's go with Yanni.
we don't know we're from Iowa.
Jani? This is America.
Well, since we already botched that and pissed some people off,
Yeah, fuck it.
we're rocking.
Le Mans. So that's a pretty big list of people.
Yeah,
So
it is.
this was done on R Factor 2.
Which sucks.
Weird. Yeah, you're not a big fan of that one, right?
Honestly, the only reason I have R Factor 2 is because it's the only one that has Gingerman,
Oh,
and it's a mod.
right. Yeah, obviously.
I use and then R
Nobody
Factor 1
cares
is
about
obviously
club tracks.
yeah. R Factor 1's way older,
Right.
but Assetto Corsa is way better.
Right.
So I don't know, whatever.
So
I didn't, yeah, of all the ones that they would have done it on, R Factor 2 seems really strange to me.
yeah,
But whatever. Maybe
So-
it's the only one that had that
I
track.
just think it's cool. Like, you know, and I guess maybe I underestimated, because I guess when you stop and you think about it, because they were talking about how many millions and millions and millions of people watch this race, right? But it was like literally the only race happening.
It was the only
This weekend.
sport happening this
The only
weekend
sport happening
that was live.
But like when you stop and think about it, I guess it's never really dawned on, because everyone's talking like, oh, racing is dead, right? No one cares about it. But like when you stop and think about it, like how many races happen in a weekend, and how many of those, how many people are like have to make the decision? Am I watching NASCAR? Am I watching Formula One? Am I watching V8 supercars?
Right.
Am I watching IMSA? What am I going to watch this weekend? Like, and when you split that all out, you take all those people and you spread them out over all those motorsports. And now that they can't do that, so they're all at this one, and you realize how many of them there really, truly are.
yes.
That's kind of interesting to me.
Well, then I'm sure you got people that wouldn't, like, you got, esports fans that wouldn't necessarily watch racing, but this is the only live thing that's really going on.
Right.
Or even just sports fans in general that don't have football, basketball, anything. And then they're trying to find something to do with their time.
Yeah.
Like NCAA tournament got
They're
canceled.
starting to like itch and shit.
yeah.
And they're like, oh my God.
I saw a bunch of they were supposed to be like memes and gifs and jokes.
Yeah.
But they weren't jokes because the people were actually doing stuff. There's a video of guys sitting in a living room cheering a professional bowling tournament that happened years ago. but they've never seen it, so it's new to them. So they're sitting there like all tense, and all of a sudden he gets a strike, and the whole room just goes crazy. Or
Go
my
ahead.
favorite is that somebody simulated an NCAA tournament on the last NCAA game that was out, like in 2005 or like whatever the hell year it was.
Oh, okay. Video game?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this back when they, because it turned into a big deal because they're not paying college students, but they were making money off the,
Yeah.
that stuff. But
It's all
anyways,
bullshit,
yeah,
Robbie.
yeah,
They
so
should be paying those kids.
we're not getting into it.
I said it, Robbie.
We're not getting
I don't
into
give a
it.
fuck about sports. Pay those kids.
We're not getting into it. Anyways, but they were simulating the NCAA tournament by seeding them based on the current seedings, watching a PlayStation 2 game, play it out.
People need more to do. I mean, they can't.
There's nothing to do.
There's nothing to do. I'm glad they're doing this, but still.
Yeah, so yeah, like they have the sheets up and they're watching the games and they're getting simmed out.
My favorite stuff that I've seen so far and related to the sports, like complete annihilation, is like day 2 of no sports. Met this strange woman in my house. Turns out she's my wife. She seems nice.
I posted that on my Instagram too. It's kind of hit home.
That makes me laugh.
Well, it's even, because with her, she's working like opposite schedule as me lately.
Yeah,
so it is kind of like that.
Anytime I'm here, she's not. I've noticed.
Yep.
So.
One more?
Yeah, one more, then we'll wrap this shit up. Chevy is offering crazy deals amidst this outbreak.
If you have perfect credit.
Yeah, you got to have pretty good credit.
A+ credit.
84 months.
7 years.
0%.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty wild, Robbie.
To get you in a new Chevy or GM vehicle.
Pretty wild. And I saw, after I posted this, there are like a whole list of car manufacturers that are offering you some pretty wild discounts right now.
Yeah, if
you're in the market for a new car, now's a real good time to go look at one.
Yeah. They're doing anything for sales. They're predicting like 20% less sales this year.
I should buy a Spark.
They make new Sparks?
Yeah, they still make the Spark.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
They were offering 7 years, 0% on the Spark.
Yeah, I think the Corvette's the only thing exempt from this.
I think it was 3/4 ton and up trucks.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So the half-ton truck and the Colorado, you were good, but 3/4 and up.
Yeah.
3/4 gas and up, I should say.
Okay.
So no diesels.
Yeah. And no Corvette.
And no big guys and no Corvette.
But everything else.
But, dude,
get your brand new Escalade.
Like, for the amount of money I spend on the Blazer every month, between the gas I spend and the maintenance I spend, a Spark would probably be cheaper.
Yeah.
Especially at 0% for 7 years.
And you could count on it for a long time.
I could have it paid off by the time it gets here. But for the time
Yes.
Like, I've thought about it, because I can put a little bit down on it right now.
Yeah.
I've thought about it.
Yeah, if you're getting nickel and dime to death, it makes sense to just pay for a car you can count on.
Well, because I'm about to probably put $1,000 into the Blazer between tires and a couple other little things.
Yep.
Or I could just sell it for $1,000 and put another $1,000 down on a Spark and move on with my life. Like, it's really hard not to think about, but I don't think I have the credit for it.
Then you get free oil changes because it's a brand new car.
Yeah.
So they give you that stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice.
A warranty.
And
like 40 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
Instead of 15.
Oh, God. The Avalanche gets better mileage.
Yeah, and it actually is usable. That's what I don't understand about the 4.3.
It gets
the gas mileage of a V8 or worse, and has the power or worse of a 4-cylinder.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you get the gas mileage that I get pulling a fully loaded trailer.
Right. But I couldn't pull that. If I pulled that fully loaded trailer, I wouldn't make it from Nevada to your house without blowing that fucker sky high.
No. Yeah, you don't want that.
We have the same transmission.
That's not a good thing for
we
anybody.
Both have 4L60s.
That's not good for anybody. Yeah. No. That's just bad for everybody.
Yeah. So.
You gotta baby that poor thing.
Yeah. Fucking pile of garbage.
But yeah, now's the time to buy, though.
I know, right?
If you're not overly afraid of the economy and have a little bit of money for a new car or need one, now's the time. Deals are to be made.
Yeah.
If you by appointment only, because they're closed.
Yeah, or over the phone.
Yeah, over the phone or the internet with your Cash app.
Jesus Christ!
Because you don't pay for a car with cash.
I mean, you could.
No, you can't,
dude. I can walk in there. With can't. With like a bank.
That's not cash.
Like one of those zip bags that you get from a bank bag. That's how my dad carries all his cash.
Then they call cops on you and be like, this guy's bringing in drug money. He's got cash.
Nah, it's from a bank. It says, First Bank of Des Moines on it or whatever.
This guy brought in cash.
This is like your best friend credit union or whatever they call themselves.
Cash no good here. Bring your card.
Come on, Robbie.
It's like the asshole writing a check at the grocery
on,
store.
Robbie. You know what's sad is like Sparks are so cheap that like if my credit card was completely paid off, I could almost buy it with my credit card.
Highly don't recommend that.
Like that would be a terrible way to buy it.
It's 20% interest.
Yeah, it'd be the worst. But like that's how cheap they are because I don't have a very good credit card.
They keep bumping up my credit limit
On your PayPal card?
No, my legitimate credit
one?
card.
I
don't need that
want
much.
it gone.
I don't need to know that
I
it's
just want to pay it off and cancel it and cut it up and be gone with it.
I could get one in green, dude.
I don't want it in green.
I know, but you could.
I'm not gonna. If I'm gonna get it in any color that's ridiculous, it's gonna be orange.
Oh, I'm not seeing orange. I see purple.
I'm not gonna buy a purple car.
You should buy a purple car.
Nah, I'm not that.
That'd be fun.
Not quite there yet, Robbie.
Big Liberace Spark.
That's not really purple.
You need to get your eyes fixed, dude.
No, like in the sun, it's kind of pinkish.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the real lives, it's kind of pinkish.
Like a fuchsia.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It's not good.
It's like a raspberry.
It's not good.
Not even raspberry. That's too red.
It's not good.
It's your little lipstick colored spark.
Yeah. They're not good looking either. They're kind of ugly. But like, I'll drive an ugly car for 40 miles to the gallon, costing me $200 a month.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah, if you can get it that cheap, then definitely. Then the car doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's why the Ford Fiesta is so good.
Josh is
Festiva.
Josh is so serious about this. He went to the dealership today
To look at these cheap cars?
to buy not so a cheap a car.
The deal.
Yes, he's so serious about the deal. They get all pissy about me every time I talk about the particular car that he's looking at on the podcast because I think I'm blowing up their spot or whatever. So I'm just going to leave it alone. But he is looking at a specific GM performance product that has the engine in the front
Oh, okay.
instead of the back
Okay.
or the middle, as it may be.
Like
It's a
what-
GM performance product,
Like what Dalton did.
but it's not a Corvette.
Okay.
But it could be one of the other GM performance products.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Is it the one that your helmet can't fit through the window?
That's all of them probably.
Okay, fair enough.
But he's like real serious about it. Like
Is this a little?
like
Does it maybe have like less than 6 cylinders and maybe more than 3 cylinders?
somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah.
And it like may or may not have some level of track package.
Oh yeah.
It's like ZL1 or something like that.
Four-
Track package. I can't even remember.
Yeah, it's something.
I don't know. Maybe not. It's maybe not ZL1. There's a 1 in there. There's an L in there. I don't remember what the order is.
There's like a letter E somewhere.
There might. Well, E is hot this time. You know, this day and age. E Sports.
Yeah, E.
Formula E. E this. E that.
1LE.
E85. It could. There's probably an E in there. I don't know. Performance car of the year. No, that's the end. That's the Veloster end. Driver car.
Oh, really? That is what got it.
Driver car of the year, baby.
Ugh.
They really want me to like be on the Veloster train.
Why? Because they know how much I hate it.
No, because they were convinced when we were at Super Lab Battle that if they talked about Velosters all the time, that I would forget about this other GM performance car that may or may not exist that probably has the engine in the front and not in the back.
The same one Dalton has.
The one that Dalton has 2 performance cars that have the engine in the front but not in the back.
Right.
It's one of those.
Oh yeah. Well, who wants to buy a car that somebody else has?
Right. So, but they were like, "Oh, look at that Veloster," and like we'd be like driving down the road, and they'd just start freaking out. There'd be like 12 cars up from us. There'd be a Veloster.
We don't care about the Veloster.
And I was like, "Dude, guys, it's not an N. I don't care."
Yeah, it's fine.
Most of them weren't even turbos.
No. Plus, they only have like 3 doors, and they're stupid.
I would, for like spark money, I would own a Veloster.
I won't disagree with that.
But they don't make a Veloster at spark money. But a Veloster N, stupid, ridiculous, cheap. Like low 20s, cheap.
Brand new.
Brand new, Robbie.
It's kind of fun for
With a
brand new.
10-year, 100K warranty.
I thought it was even higher than that.
I think they're 10-year, 100K.
Either way, I mean, they got
Randy
they got a
Pope
great
said it was
warranty.
the best driver car he'd driven in a long time.
They paid him to say that.
Probably, yeah. But he owns He owns a specific GM product with the engine in the front but not in the back that's a performance thing with a package on it.
Oh.
And he said the Veloster N was the best driver car he's driven in a long time. So...
Plus, you can probably fit your helmet out the window.
I'll bet not.
If you got in a crash.
I'll bet not.
I bet so.
I'll bet you can't out of your car.
The 240?
For sure not the Z.
The Z's bigger.
Well, apparently, with a Hans on,
Yeah.
Dusty struggled a bit to get out.
I'll test it.
This was a discussion we had in the group. I want to challenge everybody to this. Videotape it, put it on the gram, put it on the group, whatever. Put your helmet on, put your Hans on if you have it.
Yep.
Strap into your car, roll your window down. Pretend the car's on fire and you can't open the door. Get out.
Yeah, can you crawl out of your...
Can you crawl out of your window? Because apparently that's one of the things that is required, like in the GLTC driver training program. That's one of the things they have people practice. And they were talking about it on Slip Angle, and I was like, son of a bitch. Like, I've never even thought of that.
No,
And so I text the guys with the Neon. I was like, has anybody ever tried this? No.
No.
Which I don't think the Neon would be a problem at all.
I've climbed in.
Because it has A-pillars that are like a half-inch thick.
Yeah.
And a pretty tall window. Because crash test standards weren't what they are now. So I think you could get out of the Neon.
See, that's
But there's a lot of newer performance cars that I don't think you can do it.
No. You can't fit... I thought the Camaro, you couldn't even fit your helmet through the window.
Dalton was pretty sure that, like, if he wasn't worried about scratching it and, like, his life was in danger, he could probably get out,
Okay.
but it isn't going to be graceful.
Okay. I'd be more worried about the 240 than the Z.
Really?
Honestly. I mean, I've crawled in and out of both windows.
You sit a
already.
ways back, and you don't have a containment seat, do you?
No.
See,
That's
the kicker.
That would...
So when you've got the full containment seat and that thing comes up around your head a ways.
That would definitely change the game.
And then you got a Hans on, that adds a lot of bulk to it over just a helmet, too.
Okay.
That's where the game really becomes complicated.
Well, it sounds like I don't have anything else going on this weekend, so maybe by the time this
I want to
airs,
see people do that.
Yeah, I'll have a video to post on our group.
Post it on the group. If you're not on Facebook, post it on your gram and
tag us.
Tag the podcast.
10
I want to see it.
Yeah, I want to know. I
want to know if you're safe because I care.
Yeah, we want everyone to be safe if we could ever eventually get back on track.
Oh, we'll be there, Robbie.
Someday.
2021 is going to be our year.
2021's our year, man. We'll get there.
Let's shut this down.
Yeah, let's wrap this
home.
up. Okay, we'll see you guys next week. Probably. God, I hope so.
God, I hope so.
All right, see ya.